Help support the show by joining the Patreon or becoming a YouTube member. Also, hit that like button and subscribe if you want more Browns-focused content. All right, what I want to do today is a little bit of a mock draft exercise where we can go through some scenarios that can randomly pop up based on what these generators do and kind of talk about different prospects that I may or may not like for the Browns, depending on what spot it is that they fall. I'm going to do 3 mock drafts from 3 different websites: Pro Football Network, the Mock Draft Database, and then Pro Football Focus. All right, so let's just jump into it, right? So we're going to start with this one from the Mock Draft Database. I'm going to take any trade offer, right, that doesn't give the Browns another top 10 pick this year. So nobody's offering me a trade back within the top 10. If that's not the case, then I'm going to decline on it. You look at this draft board, you have a lot of options. Genty here is a big boy name, right? He's somebody I think is going to be a really, really good player. Luther Burton's a wide receiver a lot of people like. And then you move up here, Michael Williams, nice long defender, right, out of Georgia. You saw him in the SEC championship game, wreak a lot of havoc. Kelvin Banks projects to be a guard for most people, right? Not necessarily a true tackle prospect, so keep that in mind. No, tackle's a big need for the Cleveland Browns. And if he can play tackle, and you think he can play tackle, and that's going to come up to the Browns' evaluation of him, then it's something you definitely have to consider. But with Mason Graham on the board, one of the best defensive players in college football, I'm just going to go ahead, get Mason Graham right here, and then carry on until the second round. All right, so now we are approaching the second round. We have a trade offer here, and we're just not going to take any trade offers, right? Now, you got Emeka Ibuka available, who is a player that you like here. You also got Isaiah Bond here. It's going to be really hard to pass up a wide receiver here. Wyatt Millum, I think, is a pretty fun prospect at tackle. JT Tuimalu, again, nice little edge prospect here. Let's go ahead and look around the board. So wide receiver in this scenario, pretty hard to pass up. You like Emeka Ibuka. You really like Isaiah Bond there, especially his fit for Cleveland. Interior, Tyler Booker, you're kind of all right with some of the guards available. You already did draft a guard last year, and you're likely only going to have one guard spot pop up. You can also address guard in free agency. Linebacker, nobody I would necessarily consider taking in the second round, but Danny Stutman is somebody I want to keep an eye on going forward because he is a linebacker that I like a lot in this class. I'm trying to see if my guy from UNLV is on their list. Doesn't seem like it. We'll pop in, try to look at that a little bit later. Quarterback, what's available? Quinn Ewers, Carson Beck, Jackson Dart. Disinterested in doing that right now in the second round. Harold Fanon Jr. is there. A little bit early for him, right? Maybe if he falls all the way to 69, you pull the trigger on that. Shamar Turner, no. Omar Norman Lott, somebody you would consider there. Corner, it's going to be really hard to convince me to draft a corner this year. Running back, you got Amarion Hampton, Caleb Johnson, like him a lot. Travion Henderson, he has those injury flags, but I like Nick Singleton. Devin Neal's a really good running back. Dylan Sampson's a really good running back, right? RJ Harvey, really good running back that you would like. You wouldn't take these guys necessarily at this part of the draft, but you would consider them. There's some more guys. Cam Scatterboo, Katron Allen, I think is not terrible at all. Donovan Edwards, we'll stay away from that. A lot of running backs in this class, basically, is what I'm saying here. Offensive tackle-wise, this is a hard one to look at, too. Good tackle prospect, probably a guard as well. Probably going to pass on him. JT Tuimalu. And then safety-wise, you can consider him. I'm going to go get Isaiah Bond here, though. I think it makes a ton of sense. Wide receiver fit. You're probably going to have to replace Elijah Moore. This is an explosive athlete who can get downfield and win downfield. Whoever's going to be playing quarterback for this team is going to appreciate having that tool. With Mason Graham, I think you make this defense that's already pretty good, elite. With Isaiah Bond, you turn this wide receiver room, which I think is already pretty strong, into a strength of the team. And again, you want to build around what can make the quarterback position a lot better. You're looking at the offensive line options here. Really, the only thing that you can address here is guard. You feel good about your ability to upgrade guard in either free agency or with what you already have on the roster. So I'm going to go Bond here. Marion Hampton just went. All right, Harold Fainin is available here at 69. This scenario, it's pretty easy for me. I'm running to the board. I'm taking Harold Fainin Jr. And I'm not thinking twice about it. All right, that's going to be pretty easy selection there. Pretty easy card to turn in. All right, we got 3 trade offers here in the third. I'm going to stay away from trading these like late round picks. Kevin Winston Jr. is available here, a fun safety prospect out of Penn State. That's definitely something I'm going to consider. I think I'm probably out the wide receiver business. Yeah, I'm probably out the wide receiver business. Let me highlight Rock Taylor because if he's there in the 7th, I definitely want Rock Taylor. Yeah, I'm probably out the wide receiver business. Let's see, interior guys. Tate Rutledge. Charles Grant is somebody I do find interesting, but I'm going to wait until maybe my 5th or 6th selection to consider him. He's a tackle to guard prospect out of William and Mary. His Senior Bowl is going to be super important for him because he did play at William and Mary. You want to see him against like top competition. But if he holds up against that top competition in Mobile, that is somebody I think can be a really good guard prospect for you, or even a French tackle prospect, depending on what your needs are and how serious your needs are for the tackle position in the upcoming season. For the Browns, it might be that serious where they just try them out at tackle, see what they could do there, given they don't have a ton of great options here. Linebacker, nothing really intriguing there. Quarterback, I'm going to highlight Jackson Dart, Dylan Gabriel, Riley Leonard, Curtis Warwick. These are guys I think they would consider. I would love if Cade Klubnik would be available here, but likely Cade Klubnik going back to college. But we can highlight him just for fun because I do like him as a prospect, or at least like in this range as a prospect, right? 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th round guy, like late guy there. Luke A-Timer. Anybody else that I see here that I want to highlight? Nope, 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 nope. All right, we're down to Brett Gabbert, so definitely not. All right, so you already took a tight end. You got Harold Fainin. I feel really good about these first 3 picks: Mason Graham, Isaiah Bond, Harold Fainin Jr. Defensive line wise, you got Harold Cross there, Howard Cross there. My bad, not a bad selection there that can be made. Edge, Josiah Stewart. I consider that. It's definitely something you consider. Kevin Winston Jr. though, the value here, it's just too much for me to pass up at this point. So I'm gonna go ahead and get the safety. All right, let's close it off. Tate Rutledge is here, another guard prospect. Travion Henderson. All right, I'm gonna start looking at running back here, right? Devin Neal, RJ Harvey, Cam Scattaboo, really like him. Right, Jordan James, really like him. Trevor Etienne, good change of pace back. Katron Allen, like you got a lot of guys here that I could go with. I don't think you really need to swing on like a Ollie Gordon or Travion Henderson here. I'm willing to wait one more pick to see what's there. Quarterback wise, I don't feel the need to swing for any of these guys yet. Let's see. But if I don't see anything that blows my mind positionally, then I might be inclined to do quarterback here. This is an area where I'm open to it. Maybe I want to go Charles Grant here. Could be an option. Nick Martin, Sonny Styles. I might be intrigued to go quarterback here because there's nothing really pulling me off of it. Now between these guys, like I would say Jackson Dart's probably the most exciting prospect. Dylan Gabriel is not super exciting, but I do think that there is some game manager potential there. And I don't mean game manager as a play style. I mean like somebody who can just come in, their job is to manage the game. They're not going to make big time throws, but they're going to run the offense proficiently. Maybe you believe Curtis Wark can do that better. I really want to see what Curtis Work looks like in the playoffs. If Curtis Work looks good in the playoffs, then he jumps Jackson Dart and Dylan Gabriel in my mind, right? But the one game he had versus high competition so far was against Ohio State. He looked like garbage versus Ohio State, and he looked bad versus Michigan. That does not fill me with confidence with him, right? Dylan Gabriel, super limited, super small guy, but I've seen him play good against good competition. Same thing with Jackson Dart. Even Riley Leonard to a point, I have some confidence there. But if Curtis Work has a good playoff, he jumps them, I would take Curtis Work here and not really feel too bad about it. He is 25, but the Browns are in a bit of a crunch at quarterback, so I don't think they would really mind it. Dart, though, at this moment would probably be the most intriguing guy to take. But given that there's 4 that I'm fine with taking later in this draft, it's probably worth passing on. Maybe I get Ty Robinson out of Nebraska. Haven't really drafted. Well, I already got Mason Graham. Let's see what's available at edge. All right, Jabbar Muhammad, Dylan Everett, Ian Meeson. I'm not in love with any of these corners. Like Miller, Jack Nelson, Drew Shelton. We already got a safety. Yeah. Let's just get a running back. Yeah, let's get a running back here then. I'm probably gonna draft multiple guys. I like RJ Harvey the most out of all the guys here. So I'm more inclined to go RJ Harvey. Let's see. And I'm still looking at the tape for some of these guys, right? For a lot of these guys, quite honestly. Let's just take another defensive lineman. Let's go Ty Robinson. Let's just build the line here. It's a little bit early for running back. But this one, we're going to go running back here, right? You got tons of guys. Maybe I should have went running back because look at all these running backs just emptied the board. Should have probably went running back right there, huh? All right. So on this one, I probably should have went running back there. I should have went with my gut. Took the guy I wanted because RJ Harvey's not here now. I'm at 166. I'll go ahead and get Jordan James. I like him a lot. Let's get Jordan James. And if I get Jordan James, I'm probably gonna want to swing back and get Etienne or somebody like that. I'll wait on that. Um, let's go ahead. Let's go ahead and look at quarterback. All right, Works here. Leonard's here. I'll take Rourke. Let's take Rourke here. All right, and then I'm gonna go to running back here. I'm gonna grab Trevor Etienne. And then if Leonard's still there at 203, I'll snag him too. Yeah. Let's take Leonard. Let's get a couple swings here at quarterback. I mean, I got back to back picks here. Where's my guy, Rock Taylor? You take Rock Taylor. And then here, Sonny Styles. Where is my linebacker out of UNLV? I can't believe he's not on the board. Is he not coming out, or do they just not have him on here? And let's take the guy with the funnest name here. Let's go Sab. All right, get out of here. All right, and that's the first mock draft scenario. Let's go on to the next one. We're on the next one here. Now this one we got a couple trade offers here at 7. You're looking at the board: Shador, Cam Ward, 1 and 2, Will Johnson, Travis Hunter, Abdul Carter. They're offering me 19. I'm good on that. 14 and 45. I'm good on that. None of these trade offers are really enticing. I see like a lot of players I like on the board still. I'm going to reject these. Keep in mind, the board that we're seeing today in December, it's going to be way different, a world of difference here by the time that we get to the draft. So, it's more about the process here than the result. Keep that in mind with this one. Mason Graham, Ashton Jenney. I think this is where you have the conversation about need, right? I think need not need, but positional value. Positional value should be a tiebreaker, not necessarily a deal breaker. I think too often in the draft, we use positional value as a deal breaker, not a tiebreaker. If all things are equal, let's look at the position, right? I really, really like Mason Graham. I also really, really like Ashton Jenney. I think they're both going to be dudes at the next level. But Mason Graham plays a position that I feel like is going to be harder to find later in the draft than Ashton Jenney, where I feel like there's a million running backs in this class I like. So I'm going to go Graham here. All right, pick 38. Nothing I like here. Yeah, reject that offer. All right, pick 38. Fanon Jr. is there. I don't love taking him at 38, to be honest. Like, that's a bit early for him. I like the prospect a lot. This one has Drew Allure in it, right? And if Drew Allure had declared, I probably would feel comfortable taking him here. But given that I don't think he's made it clear that he's probably not gonna declare. I mean, you got Evan Stewart, Tez Johnson. Like, look at the difference from these boards, because Evan Stewart was like 256 on the last board that we were on. This board, he's number 56, right? So keep in mind, like, if you see me take somebody and you don't love the number that they're sitting at, that number is meaningless right now where these guys are ranked on these big boards. It's more about what you feel about these players individually than it is about anything else, right? Defensive tackle, Kenneth Grant's there. That'd be a solid pick, to be honest with you. Edge, Leonard Jackson. Okay. Linebacker Harold Perkins. Danny Stutman's there. Where's my UNLV guy? He is not on any of these boards. He must not be coming out this year. But I swear he's like a 5th-year senior. Somebody in the comments let me know what's going on with that. Cornerback, Takario Davis. Yeah, I think I know what I'm going to go here. Like Mukba, right? I got Mukba on a Pro Football Focus draft before I started this video. Literally like at 256. On this board, he's 67, right? Like, it just fluctuates so violently on this board. But here, I'm going to go Kenneth Grant. I'm going to go Kenneth Grant here. All right, let's reject this offer. Okay, Harold Fanon Jr. here, 69. We're taking him. All right, 93. Again, we're going to reject that. Reject that. Shamar Turner is still here. Defensive tackle out of Texas A&M. All right, this is the first pick where I even allow myself to peek at quarterback. It's dark, bad. Okay, so we know who's here. Usual suspects. Nicholas Singleton's here. Yeah, I'm doing that. I think I'm doing that, right? You see Katron Allen, who's like 300 on the last board, right? And Trevor Etienne, yeah. So these boards are going to be a bit wonky. Yeah, I'm going to go Nick Singleton here if he's available. All right, wide receiver. Who else was there? Torrey Horton was there, and didn't really miss out on any wide receiver, right? No, nobody I really cared about too deeply. Jackson Dart is off the board, who probably would be the most exciting guy you would get, right? So, but if Nick Singleton's there, I like Nick Singleton and what he can bring more than going after him. Carson Beck in the fourth starts to make sense, right? Carson Beck in the fourth. That's what I'm leaning towards. I got running back. I got defensive tackle. Only thing that can move me off of Beck here is if there's somebody on the offensive line that I really like that's available. I'm not seeing anybody here. Jalen Robbins, Jalen Gray. I mean, maybe I'll feel differently about these guys once I see them at the Senior Bowl. Oh, Josh Simons. Yeah, I'm going to have to take Josh Simons here. All right. Well, I'm waiting for a quarterback till like forever. So no quarterback in this draft for me, right? All the value guys. I think Dylan Gabriel was the last guy I'd be willing to take at this spot. He just went right before me. So no quarterback for me in this class. And I'm fine with that. Rock Taylor is there, but he's more of a 7th round flyer guy. Oscar Delp is there. Embo. Tyler Lee. I wonder if the William Mary guy's here. This would be a good spot for him. He's not. All right. Ricky White, no. You know, I wouldn't mind going another run back here. I mean, Trevor Etienne's here. I'm probably leaning towards Trevor Etienne for this pick. Yeah, there's nope, not drafting any of these quarterbacks. I mean, maybe Riley Leonard, but like, given where he's ranked on this board, I'll just take him in the 7th. Edge. Oh, Lathan Ransom's here. Did I get a safety already? No, I haven't gotten a safety. Good Lord, that defensive line's gonna be fucking filthy. Mason Graham, Kenneth Grant. Yeah, let's go ahead and let's get Lathan. Let's get Lathan here. I like that pick. Lathan with Trevor Etienne. Yeah, I'm going Lathan. That's fine. I could still get Trevor if I wanted to. I don't think he went. Yeah. I'm probably gonna end up going Trevor here. Nothing. Nope. Nah. Yeah. Deion Burks. Yeah, but look, if the draft falls this way for the Browns, right? Like this would be a solid draft, but boy, you got to hope you get somebody in free agency that can plug a gap at guard potentially, right? Because you're living kind of dangerously by not addressing the offensive line here. Actually, Devin Neal. Yeah, let's do Devin Neal. I didn't see him there earlier. I thought he went already. Devin Neal, Dylan Sampson. They still got Dylan Sampson still has football to play, so I'll just go Devin Neal here. All right. Let's see. Is Riley Leonard still there? I might take him with the 6. Wouldn't hate that. Honestly, again, Cade Klubnik would be. I would pick him a little bit earlier, but I don't think he's going to be in this draft class. Raheem Center. Let me make sure I'm not missing out on anybody. Yeah, fuck it. Let's take this guy. Here. We're sitting back at 207. Donovan Edwards could be a choice here you could take, wide receiver wise. Hey, let's take a flyer on the best tackle available. Right? Maybe he can be a guard. Yeah, I would honestly just at this point just take some flyers on the offensive line, right? Yeah, let's just take another flyer here. And that'll be the draft class. So Mason Graham, Kenneth Grant, double Michigan, double interior defensive line. Just kind of shook out that way. My philosophy is if you build a really strong defense, you're going to make it real easy for you to win games with a lot of different variety of quarterback play. Harold Fainin there at 69, I think is an excellent pick. Get Nick Singleton at 93, I'd be doing backflips. Josh Simmons, I think is a good tackle prospect. Getting him at 105 really does save a lot. You get Lathan Ransom, who I think is a good run defending safety. Devin Neal, Riley Leonard, and then you take a couple flyers at tackle at the end of this draft. I don't hate that. I don't hate that at all. All right, and then the last draft is one I've already done. This is the Pro Football Focus one. Instead of Mason falling to me, it was Abdul Carter. Still went interior with the second round. Omar Norman Lott. Tez Johnson, I think, would be a good little scheme fit. Fast player, runs away from guys. Address tackle at pick 93 with Varmon Membu. And then you get R.J. Harvey, Jordan James in the 4th and 5th round. 2 running backs I find to be explosive. I think Jordan James is a gem there at the 5th round. Really, really smart runner. I think you guys are going to love him once you see him in camp. Curtis Rourke, Jimmy Horn, who's a flyer there at wide receiver. Getting Andrew Mukba in like the 6th round, I would be ecstatic. Same thing with Kobe Bryant there. In the 6th round, who I think can be a really good slot corner for you. And you get Rock Taylor, who I think's I think he has some potential there, wide receiver. I saw him play a couple times at Memphis. And then Zeke Biggers out of Georgia Tech, big old boy, right? Big run stuffer. And this room needs some bodies, right? Some depth here, especially with some of the veteran guys that you've acquired leaving. So I would be fine with that. And this is a scenario too, I think that's important to mention, where no quarterback goes in the top 6. So what happens if that's the case? What does best player available look like? Well, that's what best player available looks like to me. I'm going with Abdul Carter there. But that's my thoughts. And let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Y'all have a great day. Have an even better night. Peace.